people thought, oh God, she's been away for so long. How is this album going to do? I don't think pressure on you because I don't think you.
Yeah, there's pressure.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. But
this promises a new album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the.
For sure.
Do we know when it's on the way?
We do.
Okay.
We don't.
No, I certainly.
But I'm really flattered that you would be curious.
Well, people are curious. Like, they don't know what the album's called, and that's annoying them.
Yeah.
But then you tease your fans. So, have some fans figured out what the album's called?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And that's because when I was making the first music video, I was just like putting all kinds of references to unreleased music in the music video. So I'm sort of, it's definitely my fault that there are a lot of theories about it because I put a lot of clues in the video. And so some fans have definitely guessed it because they're very smart.
What will you ever do if you get happy? Like, what will you write about? Will you just never be able to write a song again? It's an interesting question. I'd kind of be like, well, I started out writing songs about stuff I had no idea about. Like, I started writing songs when I was 12 years old, and they were usually about, like, heartbreak. I had no idea what I was talking about, but I had watched movies and I had read books, and so I would grab inspiration from character dynamics, as you do, but then I'd go home and I'd be like, what would happen if I was ever happy? Would I not be able to do the thing that I love the most in the world? Like, oh my God. Would I not be able to write breakup songs anymore? I love breakup songs. They're so fun to write.
The Bright Happy album.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's, yeah, I'm in a much better mood this time around.
Actually, you're making a really important point that the crew works really, really hard, and they have to put up the stage, and they have to take it down, and all we do is show up. And so you're actually being really, really selfless, and you're a good person for acknowledging that.
So you'll spot Taylor with a broom after the show, sweeping up all the confetti?
Like I said, I'm just going to be watching.
Yeah.
1 second, just going to take this off. Nobody look. It's very unladylike. So,
Benjamin, Meredith, and Olivia are going to say about your performance.
First of all, thank you for remembering my cats. It's really beautiful. They are not going to care. They don't care about anything I do. It's amazing.
They do care about your new album, your new song, though, because I watched you to get their advice on the new Christmas launch.
But they don't care. That's the thing. I was like, what do you guys think? Drop a song? No? And they were just like...
Kiss me sixpence none the richer. Is it no scrubs?
Shake it off?
You're so much taller than me that I thought you were standing on something. So, without looking down, I tried to stand on whatever I thought you were standing on, and bam, headbutted you right in the boob. I am so sorry. That was not my intentions. Garth Brooks is here. Garth Brooks is...
There's Olivia again. Meredith. And that's me. You can't spell cats without TS. So.
Okay, for cat owners at home.
You should have hit me for that. You should have just been like, don't say stuff like that in public.
You know, he gives me a ring, I'm like, no. He gives me flowers, I'm like, no. And then he gives me a kitten, and I'm like, yes, absolutely, you know me clearly.
Okay, so she found a snack.
It wasn't the one I wanted.
Stop, you can't cry. That's not supposed to be what you're doing.
I tried to get this one.
Okay, I'm gonna get the other one for you. Okay,
I wanted this one, but what do we do with this now?
I'll eat it. It's mine.
But it doesn't have a head.
Honey, it's fine. I don't need a head.
Okay, I'm fine.
You don't want to cry. That's not what you want to do.
Sometimes it doesn't go your way.
Don't fall asleep eating a banana, okay?
I'm not asleep. My mind is alive.
Lover. Okay, the single is said to be your most romantic song yet.
Oftentimes remark that my life is like a fishbowl, and that like if I were to like fall in love, somebody's choosing to be in that fishbowl with me.
To jump into the fishbowl
To jump into the fishbowl with me and live in that world just with me, and it's not as depressing as it sounds, I promise. It's just a figurative. It's just symbolic.
What's your favorite lyric you've ever written?
From the new album Lover, I'm liking the lyric, "With every guitar string scar on my hand, I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover."
Wow.
I was thinking about how like I've written all these songs on guitar, and I've played guitar until my fingers have bled, and I've written songs about letdowns and heartbreak and struggle. So the idea that you could take all of the bad things that happened to you and you could use that as appreciation for good things that happened to you and really cherish them because you've experienced like a breakup song or two.
Wow, that's deep.
Do you have guitar string scars on your hands?
Well, I mean, I have like extreme calluses. You can't see them probably, but they're all, and I have some from like just changing strings and not being very good at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some where like, you're like tuning, pop, ow. I find it funny thinking about if I were to have like a party for all the songwriters on that song.
Really?
Yeah, because it would just be me.
And you're wonderful, and thank you for... Whoa, there's a lot of people on this live stream. I just looked at the number. I'm so glad I didn't look at that while I was doing it, because I would have gotten even more nervous.
Have a wonderful day, night, whatever time it is for you. And yeah, I hope you like stuff and things and the new song, and you're the best. So, bye.
Hey, wait. Oh, wait, what? Don't delete it. I just want you to...
Why is that? Why sing to the haters?
Well, when they stop coming for me, I will stop singing to them. People go on and on about like you have to forgive and forget to move past something. No, you don't. You don't have to forgive and you don't have to forget to move on. You can move on without any of those things happening. You just become indifferent and then you move on.
Do you believe in forgiveness?
Yes, absolutely. Like for people that are important in your life who have added, who have enriched your life and made it better, and also there's been some struggle and some bad stuff too. But I think that, if something's toxic and it's only ever really been that, what are you gonna do? It's
just move on.
Just move on. It's fine. Every step of my career, there's been, people questioning whether I deserve to be there. So I feel like my whole career up until very recently was spent trying to prove myself to those people and trying to prove that I belong here, that I'm going to work hard enough, that I'm going to make music that's good enough to belong here. And, I've had people standing up and saying, you don't deserve to be here, either very loudly or
very loudly
in headlines or, comments or whatever. But, that's part of life.
Swifties would be like, yes, queen, she said hello. But then somebody could be like,
passive aggressive.
Why is she saying hello?
Petty. Why did she do that?
Yeah.
Why is she greeting us?
Yeah.
Who is she greeting?
Yeah.
She greeted us too soon. She greeted us too late.
Yeah.
She greeted us with a weird undertone.
So when Rolling Stone does a cover story, it's like they hang out. You hang out with this journalist for a couple days, and you just hang out. If you drive around, they're sitting there. If you go to lunch, we hang. It's like a thing. And it was a huge deal for me to have a cover of Rolling Stone. It still is. Like for me, that's like, it's a big angel singing moment. And so, of course, I was just like, be your best self today. If you're gonna drive, you drive the best you've driven. If you're gonna, and also you're like, how do I be real and not be pretending to be real? When I'm clearly I know this is a journalist, ugh. But through all that, I was just like, okay, so I'm gonna take him on a day it's this journalist named Brian Hyatt who's the coolest. And take him on a day. I'm going to rehearsals, it's normal, and I'm just gonna drive him because that's what I normally do. Be your best self at driving. And I got in 2 car accidents with him in the car. Oh. One was my fault, one was not. One was an I'm sorry. The second one was a you're welcome, I saved your life. He got sideswiped. But I was I was fully panicking, and when we got sideswiped, I think he screamed out something like, "I have a new baby at home!" And I was like, oh, this is not gonna be a good cover story for me. Like, this is gonna be good for people reading it, but not for me. Yeah, I think it might be your first thought. I'm like, I have 3 cats. It's not the same.
It has like a mouse face on it. It's really beautiful.
She's done a lipstick.
Can I,
little bow in the hair.
like, but this isn't like a prop you're giving this. I can actually take this back
Yeah,
to my
you can
dressing
have
room.
that.
Sick.
I mean, I think there's going to be a
Cool.
few disappointed people in the room who are like, no, she'll never take it. We'll just do
No,
that
I
afterwards.
really,
But
I
you're
would
welcome
love
to
it. If I can.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
We've got you.
Should I put it down
I
now,
can put it
or
down
just
for you.
hold it here?
Actually, no. If you could hold it for the whole interview, just to make it awkward. That. Okay.
Oh, this is a microphone? What does it do?
I think it works like that. Hello? Okay.
Yes? Yes, it's my B-Tay today.
I'm not doing it right now. I just like glitter. But there was a specific occasion where I did a Spotify vertical video for Delicate, and I painted my nails the exact color tones that I wanted the next album to be. Some people picked up on it immediately, others picked up on it a few months down the line, but it made me feel nice to know that, you know, when you plan something that far in advance, it's you're actually kind of just flexing on planning. That's what an Easter egg really does. You're really just like, I planned this 2 years in advance.
Are you okay? You're welcome. And saying 10 stones never break my bones. You need to calm down.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big welcome to Taylor Swift! Taylor, beautiful! Taylor, beautiful! Yes!
You're gonna win awards.
You don't know that? You never know what can happen on this show, as I've learned.
Actually, my son Genesis, I think, is maybe trying to take Taylor out later tonight. He's working on it. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but it looks pretty good right now.
Innovator Award. And Taylor Swift is honored for her record-breaking tour.
All right, if you can't sleep in the middle of the night, what do you do?
I go downstairs and rummage through the kitchen and eat whatever I can find, and it's really less like a human being and more like a raccoon in a dumpster. Like, the next morning, we walk downstairs and we're like, what happened here? And
Right.
I don't remember.
Does that help you sleep if you eat a whole lot and then?
It's not really voluntary.
Oh, do you sleep eat?
I think so. I don't really remember it, but I know it happens because it could have only been me or cats.
Right. Well, that wasn't the question. We're learning something different. I said, if you can't sleep at night, what do you do? But it sounds like
I'm still sleeping and doing it?
Yes, it sounds like you've got an issue.
Yep.
Okay.
One thing going into my 30s that I'm really stoked about is like, I now can really recognize and diagnose like toxic messages being sent to me by society, by culture, about like my body. Like, I'm a woman, I'm not a coat hanger. I need to feel healthy in my life, and I need to take pleasure in food, and I need to not use my body as like an exercise of control when I feel out of control in my life. To ask how I might feel about the new owner of my art, the music I wrote, the videos I created, photos of me, my handwriting, my album designs. And of course, Scooter never contacted me or my team to discuss it prior to the sale, or even when it was announced.
I'm fairly certain he knew exactly how I would feel about it, though. And let me just say that the definition of the toxic male privilege in our industry is people saying, but he's always been nice to me, when I'm raising valid concerns about artists and their rights to own their music. And of course he's nice to you. If you're in this room, you have something he needs.
Which brings us to Scooter Braun.
Yeah.
And so you didn't see it coming?
No.
So how did you find out?
I found out when it was online, like when it hit the news.
Nobody in your inner circle
Nobody knew.
And you didn't smell it?
No. I knew he would sell my music. I knew he would do that. I couldn't believe who he sold it to, because we've had endless conversations about Scooter Braun, and he has 300 million reasons to conveniently forget those conversations.
Now, could you re-record?
Oh, yeah.
Might you do that?
Oh, yeah.
That's a plan?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know what I'll do after this album, and I think that's great. It's actually, I tell myself, like, it's actually really ungrateful to just assume that you have 20 years. Like, be stoked that you have today.
Lover.